Hello, 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 and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jamila, and I'm one of those people that's completely and utterly obsessed with radical self-love. So obsessed that I think gratitude and feeling good is one of the most important aspects of our journey. So today I'm going to talk about 3 ways that we might be sabotaging or might be hindering feeling the profound gratitude that you hear other people discuss all the time on a regular basis. Sometimes I wonder if people think I'm being a flake when I'm talking about, feeling gratitude every single day. Well, it's so easy to find something. It's so easy, and I'm going to tell you how, right? Or where you might be dropping the ball. So the amount of times that I've tried to create this video is almost comical, so much so that I think this message just has to get out. I'm not going to even address the amount of issues I've had with putting it out. So anyway, number one is you are basically very often forgetting how far you've come on your journey. So a lot of times people don't feel gratitude because they're only looking at what's happening today, what circumstances are in their face right now in this very moment. If they're not favorable, say if it's not financially favorable, then they're basing everything on that. If it's not, career favorable, then they're basing everything on that. If it's not relationship favorable, then they're basing everything on that. If they haven't been able to move around freely and have a lot of options and freedom, they're basing everything on that. So remembering how far you've come as far as your emotional maturity, your mental maturity, your spiritual maturity is so important to your gratitude. It's not even funny, because if you think about how you used to react or how you used to see life maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, maybe 10 minutes ago, maybe 10 days ago, then you can see that you have evolved into something amazing, and that it's continuing to happen, and it will until you leave this beautiful earth that we live on. So just keep that in mind. One of the biggest things is that you're not looking at how far you've actually come on your journey. It's so important to keep that in mind, because say you're cooking in the kitchen, you bake a cake or whatever, and the cake is so-so. People are like, oh, that's good cake. You baked it yourself. Ooh, that's nice, right? They didn't see the 10 burnt cakes that you had before that earlier that day. So while the cake may seem mediocre to some people, for you, it's amazing because you burned 10 cakes getting there, right? You have to learn to be grateful for how far you have come. Because if you're watching videos like these, you've probably come very far, right? Number two is you're not focused enough. You don't have enough attention focused on what is actually working in your life, right? So say, you have cool air conditioning home, you have electricity, you have food in the fridge, you have a great source of income, maybe several streams of income. You have, great vacation memories. You're making new ones. You got new things planned. You have a great business that's working. You may have a great relationship with someone. You always have to remember that, look how far I've come in these instances, right? You keep that in mind. So it's so easy to focus on the things that are not working presently well in your life, right? You know that old term that says the squeaky wheel gets the oil? That's what a lot of people are doing with their gratitude. So when they sit down and they get their little gratitude journal and they try to write, they try to find something to be grateful for, but all their mind keeps focusing on is that thing, those things that they don't have, what they didn't get, how they're not manifesting it, how they've not attracted an abundance of financial wealth, how they've not attracted the right mate, how they've not attracted the right position, how they've not attracted the right home or whatever it is. All those things keep popping up, but what is actually working, right? Amazing, excellent health. That's a big one. A lot of people kind of just put that one by the wayside. You got great health. Your children have great health. I know for myself, it's actually being able to homeschool my daughters for like 3.5 years, right? That was a big deal for me, to be able to just spend time with them and be a mother. I wanted to do that really badly. It was my own desire. Because I know it goes and they become adults and then it's just over, right? And then another thing is, career-wise, education-wise, all those things are currently working and flowing abundantly into my life and space. Opportunities to work online and at home. So what are the things in your life that are just working so well that you don't even have to give them attention? Those are the things that you can spend more time on your gratitude with. It's so nice when you have a peaceful space and a peaceful mindset and a peaceful environment, and you have access to books and access to things that help you grow emotionally, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, and then get online and you have access to all these videos, that's cool. That's working for you. So what are some of those things that are actually working so well that you don't even give attention to? That's where your gratitude should be focused, right? And the third one is going to be exercising that muscle, right? Because, everybody wants muscles, right? I always want these arms to look better than they do. They don't look bad, but, they've had times where they looked way better. And I'm always thinking like, okay, I should be doing this more. I should be doing that more. I know exactly what I need to do to get more fit around the arms and to be more fit around my legs. Even though people see it and they go, oh, you're fit. I'm like, but I can do better. I can do better. I know exactly what needs to happen. So first is getting your mind in the right place, right? And then it's like eating the right things, that physical part of it. And then the other part is getting out there and actually doing the work. Your gratitude is the same way, whether it's saying daily prayers at the beginning and end and middle of your day, whether it's, having little reminders around your house that's like, oh yes, everything is as it should be and better than I could ask. There's this thing that I do when I see certain numbers all day because I see them so often. I don't know if it's synchronicity or my reticular activating system, but every time I see them, nonetheless, they become reminders for me. And it's the thing I say is everything is as it should be and even better than I could ask. Everything is as it should be and even better than I could ask. Because I know there are things that I'm missing on the gratitude journal, right? I told my daughter, having both your parents still alive, that's wonderful. That's amazing. So many things I could add to that list and keep on going, but I won't. Whether it's doing meditation at the beginning of the day, whether it's doing nice deeds for people just out of the blue, whether it's taking a moment to spend time in nature, whatever it is you have to do to be gratitude, to experience your gratitude on a daily basis, you have to exercise that muscle. So anyway, 3 areas where I think people may be dropping the ball and maybe sabotaging all of the gratitude they could be feeling on a regular basis. And gratitude feels good. It's definitely not being cognizant of how far they've come on their journey. They're looking at themselves today and going, this is it. And no, you have so much wealth and wisdom that you've come to this place and time with that you have to acknowledge, right? Number 2 is not paying enough attention to what is actually working. The things that are going easily and working well, they're working so well that you're not even paying attention to them, right? I have a plant that's like growing. I mean, looking at it, some elephant ears, and it's like, booming. It's amazing. It's, blossoming. And I stopped paying attention to it and it's just doing its thing. I remember when it looked like it was dying and there was always an issue with it. I was every day giving it too much water, moving it from this place to that place and house and that. And so now I can sit back and say, hey, thank you for that. That plant is flourishing and it's thriving and I have not, had to do anything to it. The solution seemed to have been leave it alone. And so that's a cool thing to remember. You're not, focused enough on what is actually working. And the third thing is you're not exercising that muscle on a daily basis, feeding yourself the right thing, writing in your journals, meditating, praying, sitting in nature, all the things that makes you feel more grateful for just existing and experiencing this life. You have to do those things regularly. So anyway, those are my 3 ways that you can embody gratitude more often and feel good about your life and yourself, and where you may be sabotaging your manifestations or possibly dropping the ball, right? So go ahead and be grateful for how far you've come. Know that there are things that are easy that you need to focus your attention on. And the last thing is exercise that muscle, right? So anyway, trying to get to that 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Like, subscribe, share, send the link to your friends in a text message. Everybody can use a positive gratitude message, right? So anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful and amazing day and love yourself. Be grateful. Bye.